In a world where hopium and common sense collide, starring the CryptoKeeper and BlockchainCrusader. Welcome to Debate Crypto. Question everything.
For us, nothing.
It's your boys, Keeper and Crusader, back at our new scheduled time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just want to welcome everybody. Hope everyone is doing well, having a good day. I've had some interesting things already happening today. I hope everybody has been able to avoid any of their, I don't know, Fridays for me are always interesting. It's payday for my guys, which is fine. So it's usually kind of a chill. But for some reason, whenever projects are almost finished, oh my gosh, it's just little issue after little issue after little issue. And I know with the computer work that you do, Crusader, I think that the little issues are the hardest part, right? Because all of a sudden you're like, something's wrong here, but I don't know what it is.
Oh, yeah, dude. You can do a bunch of code, a bunch of stuff, and it might take you, a few days. And then the little details can take you weeks to, like, fully flush out.
Hey, Kenton, just want to throw out there, dude. Love you too, ass. No, I'm happy to be back, Kenton. Good to see you on
for
the
now, temporarily
stream. For now, for about 3.5 weeks, and then I'll be gone again. The Traveler Keeper, as Crusader likes to call it. No, we got some big stuff going on today. What's on the podium today, Crusader?
Well, we've got XRP always up in the news, and we got China involved, so that's definitely a new twist with the XRP situation. We got DCG. That's a huge scandal going on. A lot of debacle happening there, tied up with Genesis, tied up with a lot of other bigger people in the crypto space. Yep. We've got New York coming after some of these crypto projects. And we've also got the SEC coming after an NFT rug pull as well. I mean, they're starting to crack down. This year is going to be the year of the hammer, right? They're dropping the sledgehammer, and they're coming after anybody and everybody.
I'm kind of glad that they're doing all of this right now. Everything's down anyway. And what we're seeing is like what looks like big news, and Bitcoin and the rest of the market not really responding. I think that's a good sign. I said to Crusader earlier, I said, what are we going to need? World War III to happen for Bitcoin to drop to 10K? I think it's going to take something big. And, whether we see that or not, we'll find out. But 16 seems to be a pretty comfortable range to be in. We'll see if we get any movement here soon. Speaking of that, speaking of movement, let's take a look at the markets. Before we do, make sure to smash the likes, guys. We know that, again, we're trying to get used to this new time frame. So if everybody can make sure to smash the like, take 2 seconds, it would be appreciated. All right, let's take a peek at the markets. We'll start there and see what's going on. The global crypto market cap is updating. Just to double check, 820.53 billion with the B dollars. That's up 0.26%. You guys are probably getting bored with hearing me say 16 something on Bitcoin, but it's almost at 17. We're up about 0.5%. ETH's up about 1.5% at 1271. Still hasn't eclipsed that 1300 number. And guys, you know what time it is. Rest of the market is just flat like Bitcoin is. Cardano's up a couple percent. There's been some good press around Cardano a lot recently. Whether they're pushing that out, whether somebody else is pushing that out, I don't know. But they're up about 13%. And then let's see. Let me scroll down a little farther. Oh, actually, yeah, XRP is pretty flat right now at 34 cents. But I'm excited to have that conversation this afternoon. You got any Lux Algo love you want to show us this afternoon?
Yeah, the last 12 hours have been pretty interesting. Let me show you guys.
Yeah, let's check it out.
In the last 12 hours here on the Bitcoin charts, on the 4-hour, we saw that the EQ cloud went bullish, and we've had 2 solid 4-hour candles go green. We're currently on our 3rd green candle right now on the 4-hour chart. But as you can see, we're coming up here towards this upper band, right, which you can see back here you can ride well into, but at some point you got to be taking some type of profit here before you get rejected. It's not sustainable to stay up there for too long. Also, we still have the trend catcher, right? The trend catcher at the 4-hour is generally overall bearish. So we only have the EQ going bullish, and actually the candles going up into this upper band. So there's not a lot of bullish momentum. We're seeing as well the MACD is bullish right now, but I think we need a few more indicators to have a real long. If you longed it from down here, you're good, right? If you got this low, then you're good. But up here right now, setting up a long, I probably wouldn't recommend. And if you do, it would be a very, very like short long, right? A long.
A very short. I was muted. A very short long. A very shalong. I literally was saying the same joke at the same time. Great minds think alike. Yeah, so that's what the markets are looking like, guys. So if you're a range trader like your boy Magic Internet Money and CVO, just don't diddle in the middle. Maybe this is an opportunity to take a look. As always, we're not giving financial advice, but maybe this is an opportunity to look at possibly a more the top side of a range, or are we going to bust through? Look for that confirmation. If you're paying attention, anytime, you should be paying attention on Thursdays if you are a technical analyst. There's the best minds in all of crypto here on Debate Crypto, so make sure that you're around for that, 3 p.m. Eastern. All right, let's dive into it. Again, as always, this episode is sponsored by Danger Close Alpha. We still need to get the rest of those NFTs out. We're like stuck. We're like sitting still at 1,100. We need to bust through that. We did a fantastic Twitter space last night. Got a few new people into the Discord. So anything that you guys can do to help get some new eyes on the project and what we're doing, it's going to allow us to be able to disperse the 5 Ethereum that's going out. We can play the game. We can get everybody involved. We're gonna be working hard towards that as we move forward. So with that being said, let's dive in. Let's talk about Digital Currency Group to start off. This has been big news all over the place. I've heard some other people talking about it, but we're still going to talk about it. DCG confirms shutdown of wealth management subsidiary HQ. The news comes the same day as another DCG subsidiary, crypto broker Genesis, announced a massive wave of layoffs. Due to the state of the broader economic environment and prolonged crypto winter presenting significant headwinds to the industry, we made the decision to wind down HQ effective January 31st, 2023. We're proud of the work that the team has done and look forward to potentially revisiting the project in the future. The news comes the same day as Genesis announced a massive wave of layoffs. They lay off 30% of its staff. DCG and its subsidiaries reel from the contagion spread by crypto exchange FTX implosion in November. Can you speak a little bit more on this, Crusader? I think you have a little bit more information than I do. There's a short article that basically touches on the Digital Currency Group, who we know is massive player in the space. But tell me a little bit more about what's happening here.
Well, they apparently owe like close to like $1 billion or something like that. I forgot who it is that they owe it to directly. And then it's just this big circle jerk of all these big companies all owing money to each other. And then it's like, who's going to pay it up first, right? It's like, are you going to pay me? Or it's like, well, I'm waiting for this guy to pay me. And then this guy's like, well, I'm waiting for this other guy to pay me, right? So everybody's just waiting around and somebody's got to pay up first. But at the same time, none of them want one of them to fail because they're all so tightly intertwined that if one of them fails, then you can't complete the circle jerk, so you can't pay everybody else back. So everybody's trying to somehow figure out how they could get money to make sure it keeps on flowing in the right direction. And that's what's happening right now, and we're gonna see if they can pull together the money and get it completed, or they're gonna go down.
Yeah, that's been part of the problem too in the crypto space. There was so much movement, I guess, velocity of money moving around, and but a lot of it wasn't truly money, right? It was in the form of IOUs a lot of times, which were backed by other digital assets, which possibly tanked as a result of FTX. Like literally, the when people would talk about, well, that's a Ponzi scheme, da 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 da. Well, there actually was and is a lot in crypto that absolutely would qualify as that, just like really the US dollar does. Okay. It would only take one big thing to collapse for everything underneath to fall apart. And in this case, FTX was part of what helped, that happen. Not all the way. We've still got a lot left in the crypto space. We're not going anywhere. The crypto space is not going to zero. They're not going to outlaw all of crypto. But what is happening, and we're going to talk about this as we move on to these next stories, the SEC, the DOJ, the rest of the 3-letter agencies are paying attention. And why are they paying attention? I think they're paying attention for a number of reasons. Number one, money. They can make money off of this. It is a profitable venture to come after some of these companies from time to time. Second thing is they need to at least put up face or save face as if they really care about you, about saving you from being duped, from being rugged, whatever the case may be. And then thirdly, they want to see these regulations in play because it gives them more control over the financial system that we have today. I mean, unless you have some other, insight on that, Crusader, that's kind of how I see that big ball of wax there, and why they want to push towards, letting us know and coming after people and kind of doing all of this at once. It feels like that. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So let's talk about the DOJ. We've got an article pulled up here on the DOJ, and I'm interested to see. I didn't know about this project. DOJ files charges against alleged Mutant Ape Planet NFT rug pull. It says that they arrested the collector's founder, Aurelian Mikel, is probably how you say that, at JFK Airport on Wednesday evening. It says the Justice Department announced Thursday it arrested and filed criminal charges against the founder of an NFT project that alleges rug pulled holders and defrauded them of $2.9 million in crypto. Aurelian Mikel, 24, the founder of Ethereum NFT collection Mutant Ape Planet, was arrested last night at JFK Airport in New York City by federal authorities on wire fraud charges. Mikel, a French citizen, resides in the UAE, the United Arab Emirates. What's interesting on this is that, so it talks about how he promised the holders giveaways, tokens, staking features, merchandise collection, but he didn't follow through on any of it. Okay. So let's start with that. If you're getting involved in an NFT collection and there's promises that are being made, you should be paying attention to make sure that that stuff is happening. Part of what we are doing with our real utility is following through on all of the things that we have presented to you. So first, that wasn't happening, and they just pocketed the money. But the interesting part to me, read this, was that they claimed that they have evidence that he conceded in social media with current and prospective holders that he indeed choreographed a rug pull, but only allegedly in response to the Mutant Ape community. We never intended a rug, but the community went way too toxic. So, okay, let me ask you this, Crusader. He says, we never intended to rug, but the community became way too toxic. Just because the community starts pushing against you, getting crazy, getting nasty, whatever the case may be, does that give us the right to just not do what we promised to do and take people's money? I don't think so.
I think so.
Hey,
well, no, look. So look.
Lord.
Let me explain. So what I mean by that? What I mean is, these are startup companies, right? And startup companies fail. Yeah, he made promises. He said, "Hey, this was going to happen. That's going to happen." It didn't happen. A lot of companies make a lot of promises that they're going to do a lot of things, and then they never do, right? And you don't see them getting sent to jail for it, right? And they just have more sufficient paperwork making it look like, hey, all the money went over here, all the money went over there, and the money's gone, right? But in reality, a lot of those companies don't lose all their money. They're not fully bankrupt to zero, but they just close business, they close shop. Do I believe NFT projects should be doing stuff like this? Absolutely not. But people need to come to a realization that you're buying these NFTs from these people, and if you think that every single NFT you buy into is going to come along with their promises, it's most likely not going to happen. You're not paying close enough attention.
No, I agree with that.
You're buying a piece of art. That's the majority of what you're buying, is a piece of art. And then this piece of art could get you some cool benefits along with it. Are those benefits going to come to fruition? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And people just need to be aware that that is the reality. You are buying the art and access to a community. People like him, right? I think they're coming after him because they have evidence of him talking about intentionally
that he made a decision.
Yeah, that he made a decision like, hey, I'm going to take the money and run, right? And that's the problem, because I don't see a problem with an NFT project failing. And
no, that's freaking happens all the time.
Projects fail, right? There's no reason to go
small businesses
and go put people in jail because the business failed. There's things that you can't control sometimes, and it just happens. So that's the distinction that I want to make, right? Like an intentional rug pull where I'm going to sell this thing and I'm going to intentionally run away with all the money. Yes, that is, wrong. But things failing is not, hey, you should go to jail because you failed at business. Sorry,
100%. That's 100%. It would, Crusader, you say that all the time. 100%. Well, I'm saying it right now. 100%. It is. Hey, did you intend to do this? businesses do fail all the time. And these NFT projects are all small businesses. Danger Close Alpha is a small business, right? And ultimately, we have promises that we have made that we are following through step by step and really working hard to make that happen. Now, for something to actually just fall apart, fail, doesn't work is way different than me saying, you know what, screw these people. I don't like how they're acting. And you know what? Y'all gave me money. I told you I was going to do something, but I'm not. You know what I mean? I think that's where exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I totally agree, because it's like, hey, businesses fail, but did you intend to take people's money and defraud those otherwise would be happy investors? So we've got another one coming out of New York. Now this is the New York Attorney General, okay, the AG, and this is suing a much larger entity, Mr. Alex Mashinsky. So it says the New York Attorney General sues ex-Celsius boss Alex Mashinsky for fraud. Check this out. It says they allege that he duped hundreds of thousands of investors out of billions of dollars, billions with a B, out of billions of dollars of crypto. It says that in Thursday, on a statement from the New York Attorney General, Letitia James, alleged that Mashinsky promised to lead investors to financial freedom, but led them down a path of financial ruin. Obviously, most of you probably know what Celsius was doing. They had their earn program. They were, giving rewards off of people staking, blah, blah, blah. When things kind of went bust, they stopped withdrawals because of the market conditions. My problem with these market conditions, again, businesses can fail, but if you are effectively playing bank and giving rewards, you should be able to cover what it is that you are promising to people in that regard. And that's here. I think he knew, and they talk about it a little bit further, says we're taking action on behalf of thousands of New Yorkers who were defrauded. And they're saying defrauded by him because he knew the condition. And here's where I think the distinction is here. As a company owner, okay, so let's give an example. Well, I always use construction as an example. It's the best thing I know to use. I walk into somebody's house. I know that my company's underwater. Right. I know we're going down, and like some extra money on the tail end would like really help me financially, personally. Right. So I know it's going underwater, and I say, yeah, we'll do this, that, the third. Yeah. You want to do an addition? Yeah. Let me take 50%, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm like, yo, peace. I'm out. But I knew that my company was in trouble. That's effectively what it looks like Alex Mashinsky was doing. He was continuing to basically prop up and tell people your money is in good hands, and it was not. And that's where I hate this stuff, because it screws everybody. It makes the reason, Crusader, that you and I, when we didn't put money into Celsius and into we looked at Anchor Protocol, we looked at some of these places, was because we were leery about putting our money with somebody else that we didn't think we could truly trust. I'm glad that it was question everything, trust nothing.
And look what happened. The judge literally ruled, saying, hey, the minute you give it up, you give up ownership of those assets. Now that platform or that company owns that. It's like, there you go. You're not going to get your money. Yeah, not your keys, not your crypto. You're not going to get your money back. They own it. So if they go down, they're going to sell it. They're going to do whatever they want with it. Don't expect to get any of it back. And that's what happens when you give up custody. I mean, I've heard it a lot in Twitter spaces. Oh, we shouldn't be governing ourselves. We shouldn't be managing our own money. People saying this stuff, people that are in the crypto game, people that are in the NFT space, saying these things, that we're not reliable enough, we're not trustworthy enough to manage our own things. It's like, wait, who is? Professionals? Professionals are just another person just like you that can do the same mistakes that you can. Why? They've spent a few more hours than you have looking at things, practicing something, and then applying it. That's the only difference between you and them, and an official title. And so you're just giving up to a figure of authority for a false sense of security that they know better than you do, and they will never, ever mess up. Nobody's going to take care of your money better than you yourself, because you're the one that's worked for that money. You know how hard you have to work for it and earn it. So who's going to want to take care of it more than you? Nobody.
Yeah, nobody else cares about your money like you do. That just only makes sense, right? Jen Will says, love this show. Thank you very much, Jen. We appreciate you. If you love this show, make sure to take half a second, X out of the live chat. I know it's an inconvenience. Please smash the like. Let YouTube know that you're enjoying this stream today. It does help us out. Now, the middle of the show brought to you by Danger Close Alpha. Again, dangerclosealpha.com if you're looking for merch. The only thing we don't really have on the merch store right now is the vests. We're working on some stuff in the background with the vests. It's going to be a little special something. So we're working on that. But dangerclosealpha.com, that's where the mint is happening. That's where you can get your merch. That's where you can get involved, get any information that you want from that. But let's talk about our prepper tip of the day. Today, the tip is going to be how not to do some things wrong. This is going to be some prepping mistakes that you don't want to make. Number one, stocking up on emergency food you don't like. It's one of the most common prepping mistakes is people stock up long-term food that they don't like. Okay. So obviously, some food is better than no food, but why would you not just prepare something that you would actually enjoy eating?
That you actually are going to eat.
Yeah, that you actually would eat instead of just like, oh my God, no thanks. It says buying a survival kit and thinking you're prepared. I'm not going to dive far into this one, but just understand, right? These pre-assembled kits, okay, they're great, but there's so much that you need to do on top of that to truly be prepared because they've got a lot of things in them that you're not even going to know how to use. If you just buy the kit,
problem.
Set it in the corner, and then when something happens, you're like, oh, wait a minute, what do I do? Well, let me just jump on the I don't have internet access.
Right? No internet.
Oh,
and not just that, in a time of an emergency, somebody has some type of wound. There's no time to sit on your phone and start Googling stuff. How do I do this? How do I do that? Somebody's life is on the line, right? You got to act now and act quick. So you got to practice and make sure you're applying your skills to those kits.
Number 3, it says focusing solely on supplies and gear. It says being prepared for emergency means a lot more than just supplies. Do you know how to use them? What about emergency preparedness, which is what we were just talking about there? Do you know how to build a fire, create a shelter? Do you know how to do basic first aid, stuff like that? Number 4, and this is huge. This is what we talk about all the time, keeping family out of it. We talk about being prepared for you and your family. Why would you keep your family out of something that ultimately can help save lives? I know a lot of people are coming to the May event and bringing family with them. I'm really looking forward to meeting family members along with each and every one of you. I'm not going to read all of these, but ultimately there was number 6, only preparing for apocalyptic scenarios. Listen, the apocalyptic scenarios are only going to happen once if it's truly the apocalypse. The other scenarios can't happen, the food shortages and some of the things that we're having happening right now. Hey, you got to be prepared. I had a little life straw. I think I showed you guys in the Discord that was in my in my stocking. I was excited about that. The wife did a good job with that one. And then there's a bunch more of them, but number 14, not familiarizing yourself with supplies. And this is huge. You can buy all the things in the world. If you don't know how to use them, right? If you don't know how to use one of the things that I have sitting next to me and you just look at it and you've never used one before, and all of a sudden somebody kicks in the door, I got news for you. It's not always just intuitive. There's sometimes things that need to happen to be able to perform what you need to perform. So yeah, just get familiar with the gear. So that was brought to you by Danger Close Alpha. Make sure to get involved, guys. dangerclosealpha.com. Now, next up, we got another judge. And actually, we're going to touch on this quickly because we were talking about this already. But the judge ruled that the Celsius account funds belong to the estate, not users. Crusader, one more time for the people in the back that didn't hear it. Why would a judge rule that it's not the property of the users anymore?
Terms and services, bro. You sign those terms and services. You are signing over ownership of your crypto, not your keys, not your coins. Simple as that.
Yeah, and even with them going after him, they're not promising to reimburse people. They're just saying, hey, we're going after him. Shoot, they might fine him and take money, and all y'all aren't going to get paid.
Yep, 100% is going to happen.
It's crazy. And you know what? This most sad thing. One of the women that I interviewed that lost all her $1.4 million or whatever. If you guys haven't seen that interview, check it out. It is one of our videos on here from when I was in the Bahamas. All of it was on Celsius, dude. All of it. So when I read this, I had my stomach. I mean, because she was such a sweet woman. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's just disgusting. So pray for her and her family for sure. All right, wrapping it up. You already know what time it is. XRP fam, listen, I want to see in the chat. We got 24 people in here. I want to see in the chat. Put a 1 if you are, you're going to have 3 options here. 1 if you're XRP Army. Number 2, if you're just XRP neutral, you would consider buying it, or if you've bought it before, but just not really, whatever. And 3, if you're on Team Crusader, just absolutely not with it with XRP. I'd like to see from the chat. So
I'm sure
one, you're
I
part of the
stand alone.
army, right? Number 2, you just kind of whatever. And number 3, you're standing with Crusader. I'd like to see how many what that looks like. So we'll check back in on that here in just a minute, but let's check it out. So let's talk about some China. XRP adoption in US is what China wants to prevent. SEC comes in handy. Opinion. CEO of Reaper Financial Blockchain, Patrick Riley, has shared his take on the role of XRP in the unannounced economic rivalry between China and the USA, saying that the current Ripple SEC lawsuit isn't just a court case, it's a war. Quote, China wants to stop XRP adoption in the US. I started to read this and I was like thinking, okay, like let's go further. Why, right? It says that he tweeted that China has been manipulating Bitcoin for years and did not sick its dogs on the leading crypto, even though it was banned even though it banned crypto trading and mining in the country. What China wanted, indeed, he believes, is not to allow XRP adoption in the US since it keeps America from going under. In this regard, he said the SEC lawsuit against Ripple Labs is not just a court case, it's a war. Now, it goes into the legal battle. We know about that, right? But does China really care about XRP? They've been working on their own central bank digital currency, the digital yuan. It's been working on that for years, right? Facebook then came in and tried to create their own. They changed the name 5 freaking times, right? So they kind of had to ramp things up there. And then people started talking about, hey, is the US falling behind here? Should we be diving into central bank digital currencies? And I thought this was interesting. I don't remember this, Crusader. Do you remember Pomp jumping in a couple years ago and saying, hey, we definitely need to be on the CBDC train? I don't remember him saying that, but apparently from this article, it says that he was like a warrior saying, hey, if we're going to get left behind if we don't get on the CBDC train, and that's going to be what's going to help solve our financial woes. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's turned around a lot, because a lot of people are thinking completely different now.
Well, I'm sure that it will. So there's some reality to some truth to that statement. I'm sure that having a CBDC will fix a lot of the problems that the USD has right now. Guaranteed. I'm sure it will. But that's not those things are not going to benefit us, the people. Right? It's going to have a lot of negatives for us, the people. I'm sure government-wise, they're going to be like, this is great. This fixes so many problems we have with all the money printing and the inflation being out of control, right? And all these other factors that they need.
As long as they can sell it to the people.
Yeah, I think it will fix a lot of problems for the government. It just will not fix absolutely anything. All it's going to do is throw in more problems for us, the people.
Yeah, I totally agree. And so this article, and I don't know, this could be written by somebody that works for XR, or not written by, but this could be a paid XRP shill. I'd throw it out there. It absolutely could, because ultimately what's being suggested is that XRP could possibly be part of a move to help save the dollar, because part of the problem is the SWIFT system. It is not only just the US dollar and it's, just the money printing. It's the fact that we need to be able to move funds fast, quick, in a hurry, for inexpensive, blah, 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 blah. So what's being suggested is that China doesn't want that to happen. China wants to be in control. You see China and Russia working together right now, along with the other BRICS nations, and they're doing some scary stuff. They are forming an alliance that basically says, hey, United States, you're going to have to do something here to be able to hold on. And I don't know how long we can hold on. So if XRP is really that big of a deal, we're going to see some great price action from it. Now, to be clear, we talked about this yesterday. Are we going to see a $20, $50, $100 XRP overnight after the case? No, we're not. Listen, I'll love to be wrong.
Apparently, you're going to see a 50K buyback.
The 50K buyback is not. Listen, I love Zach Rector. He's a great dude. Zach, that's not happening.
He's not alone. He's not alone on that.
It's great. Listen, we need to have them on to argue this, because this very simple fact. We need to listen. Remind me after the show. I'm getting Zach Rector on. I want to debate this with him. Somebody that loves XRP, that has fat bags of XRP that would make billions of dollars from that transaction, right? There's just not a chance that I wake up, I yawn, I wake up in the morning and I see, oh yeah, oh, the Fed wants to buy my XRP for 50K a piece. Well, sign me up. And all of a sudden I'm a multi-billionaire. No. Not a chance.
This is what they're going to do. They're going to buy it back, right? They're going to buy it back for 50K. You're going to become a multi-billionaire, but then they're going to say the currency we paid you in is no longer valid. Sorry to hear that. And then you're done.
We paid you, but within 3, you're going to it'd be like, have you ever seen, what is it called? Brewster's Millions. Do you know what that movie is?
No.
So the idea is a guy's uncle dies. It's an old movie. The guy's uncle dies, and he leaves him the option. You can, and I might get this a little bit off, but you can either take $1 million now and walk away, right? This is the part of his will, or you need to spend $30 million over the next 30 days, I think was the number, right? And this was in the 80s. This was Richard Pryor, okay? Or if you're able to spend $30 million in 30 days, you will get $300 million, right? So take your pick. I think that was the numbers, right? There was rules though. Great movie. There was rules. Basically, you can only do so much to charity. Here's the big rule. You can't have any assets after it's all said and done. So you can't just start like buying high-end vehicles.
Real estate,
like you can't have any, so like experiences. Dude, wild movie. You should definitely watch that. But what I'm saying is, they could effectively buy it from you, and then 3 days later, cancel culture reigns super supreme when they cancel all of your freaking funds, or they let you know, hey, your funds are going to be no longer good. Good luck spending, billions of dollars in the next 30 days. I just don't see how you possibly all of a sudden just birth hundreds of million and billion.
The money printer is going to have to go on heavy, dude, to buy back all that XRP for 50K a piece.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't
out there.
That's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't. It just doesn't really equate. But hey, I'll dream about it. I'm here for the discussion. We're definitely gonna have Zach Rector on. But do you think that China actually is concerned about XRP, or do you think that this is an article to talk about XRP?
Yeah, I don't think China's considered. I don't even think China knows what XRP is.
Oh, get out of here,
bruh! Do you think they care about XRP?
I don't know. So
no, absolutely not, dude. They're building a huge competition already. They already have their alliance with BRICS. They're buying up a ton of gold. They're trying. I think they're gonna start to create some type of gold standard currency once again. And whether they do that with a cryptocurrency and they back it with gold, or they do something, whatever it is, I think they have massive plans that we can even think of right now with their whole BRICS alliance. I don't think XRP is anywhere in those plans. I don't think China wants to play ball with the World Economic Forum. I don't know. I feel like they might, but I feel like that would be giving up a lot of power, and I think they're power hungry. So I don't think they would play along with that.
I see absolutely the gold standard going back into effect or something of that nature. I could definitely see it, especially the BRICS nations. They've been loading up on gold, but absolutely. The question then becomes, though, what are they going to use to settle? What are they going to use to move funds around? Because it ain't going to be gold, right? Somebody's got to hold it. Somebody's got to hold on.
I'm just saying.
What are they going to use? No, I'm asking. What are they going to use?
They can use a cryptocurrency. They can use anything to back it up, right? And back up the gold to the currency that they're using,
or just to function as if it is the gold, and then they do monthly, year, whatever the transactions look like to actually move. Because moving the gold around makes zero sense. It's incredible, for obvious reasons. You start moving billions of dollars of gold around, that gets a little bit expensive. So I hope that XRP is on China's radar. That again would make it an important asset. I'm looking forward to hopefully making some freaking really good money on XRP. So I'm still holding out. But I got to tell you, as we get farther and farther, as I am in crypto longer and longer, I realize two things. One of which is it's very few people very few people that, I mean, hit nasty, ridiculous, out of nowhere meme coin. I put, 10 grand into something at the bottom of some stupid meme coin. I woke up with 50 million. It just does, you know what I mean? And effectively with XRP, that's a lot of the hopium that gets sold to people. So I like to keep a level head. I've got a sell order for literally half of mine at right below $5. Listen, right below $5 is like a 30x on my money. That's freaking fantastic, right? Then I'll keep the moon bag. But I just want to throw out there for all of the XRP army, listen, we all want to see big numbers, but the big numbers have to come from somewhere. So keep a level head. If you are, and again, we're not giving financial advice, but if you have been hodling XRP this long, or if it's been a while, maybe you even just got in and you got in at a halfway decent price, I think. I would encourage you to have profit targets. We talk about planning, danger close alpha. We are talking about preparing. Also, DCA, Debate Crypto Academy. We talk about preparing, and we talk about preparing via crypto. If you guys aren't realizing, there's a theme going on, right? We want you to be prepared financially. We want you to be prepared physically, mentally, and financially. And those are three things that you can have if you're willing to take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your finance, all of the things that need to happen and put things in order. And one of the ways you do it is figuring out taking profits. So we'll find out what happens with the XRP army. I think this was the most this is the least amount of crap I have ever heard you talk about XRP. So congratulations. I saw you blink. I saw you blink twice. Somebody said blink twice in the chat.
I had to blink at some time.
Yeah, I've seen you blink at least twice. So he's definitely into XRP.
Trying to keep me hostage here.
Yeah. So I see Sin City Crypto in the chat. What's up, brother? I want to say real quick before we dive off here, I want to say hi to everybody real quick, or at least a few people in here real quick. I'm going to go back up to the top here. Puddles, almost always now first. He says the 3 o'clock time frame really works for him. Puddles, good to see you. Unforgettable name. We got Kenton in the house. The Secret Soul Society. We have got Biomex. Who else we got? We've got myself, obviously. Burke in the house. We got Jen Will. At any event, I just wanted to say hi to a few people. Dave Digital, good to see you. Like I said, Sin City Crypto in the house. We got the Sly Monkey. Each and every one of you, thank you for being here. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate you being, flexible on the fact that our time is changing. This ultimately, again, does work for our families better. So it's something that we needed to do. So I hope that you guys can jump on board with us. Let everybody else know that we've changed the time. Looking forward to continuing pressing this year forward. We've got some new fun stuff for you. Twitter space from last night. Just a reminder, we're going to be doing another one. I got to get back with you on the exact day that we're going to do the next one. It's going to be talking about the thing that people were trying to force on people. That's what we're going to be talking about next time. And it's Twitter, so we can have some free speech. So I love it. Anything else, Crusader?
No, man.
All right. Well, we love you, crypto fam. You could be anywhere, and you are here on a Friday. It's a Friday afternoon at 3 p.m. So we love you. Just remember, question everything,
trust nothing,
and until next time, hodl
like it's hot.
We'll see you soon.